Well, roughly about 30% of the Houston population serves as caregivers to a loved one, which is why taking care of the elder generation is so important. And joining us this morning to talk about the services of Sheltering Arms and what they can offer in order to make this an easier task is Jane Bovino. She is the president of Special Initiatives. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you very much. Let me just correct you. I'm the vice president of Special Initiatives.
Okay.
I suspect the president would appreciate that.
All right. Thank you very much for clearing that up. So, as we've been saying all morning long, I mean, during the holidays, families have gotten together, but there's also other types of meetings that are taking place. And I would imagine that you're seeing more of that as well.
Absolutely, and what we see a lot, and what you're going to see in lots of households across this city and across this country as the holidays come, is that families will be together, sometimes for the first time in months, sometimes for the first time in years, and mom and dad will be there, and I'm talking mom and dad who's probably in their late 70s, early 80s, and eventually somebody's going to say, you know, I'm kind of worried about mom.
Sure.
She isn't quite getting around like she used to, or she didn't quite recover from that hip fracture a few years ago. And that conversation will lead to another conversation that siblings sit around and say, what are we going to do when mom and dad can't manage this big house or they can't take care of themselves? And so those are the kind of family meetings that occur. And what's striking about that is very often families find that they are at a complete loss for what they're going to do because they haven't had those conversations and haven't answered those questions.
And another discussion, of course, that's going to be taking place is about dementia and Alzheimer's, which we seem to be hearing a lot more of these days, and that forgetfulness. And what exactly is that, right?
Well, and it is anybody who is providing care for somebody with Alzheimer's disease or some kind of dementia, first of all, has a harder job than just about any other caregiver, simply because it does affect person's cognition and their ability to think and to remember and to speak. And so it's not quite the same as just when your physical body doesn't cooperate so well. So what we particularly encourage folks to do, especially at the holiday time with somebody, if they're caring for somebody with Alzheimer's disease, is maintain as much of the routine as you possibly can. You know, we have an adult day center. Sheltering Arms has an adult day center for persons with Alzheimer's disease, and we celebrate the holidays like nobody else celebrates the holidays. But there's something about maintaining the consistency of attending that really does help, and we do encourage folks to do that even while there's the flurry of activity and all the fun that goes with the holidays.
And Jane Bovino, I know that we have to go, but I know that you also say that it's very important to speak as a family to every individual of the family member. Correct?
Absolutely. Your older loved one should be at the center of this conversation. It's not about them, it's with them. And if you don't do anything else, have the conversation and include them.
All right. Jane Bovino, Vice President of Sheltering Arms. Thank you so much for coming in. And for more information on what Sheltering Arms can offer, give them a call. The number is 713-956-1888 or go online at shelteringarms.com.